Dear students, in the last video we had learned to clip point. Eventually we had learned how to find whether a point lies inside the clipping window or it is outside. In the present video we will learn to clip a line. When you are given a clipping window, for example, this is your clipping window described as xmin, ymin and xmax, ymax as usual. So now when you are given a line to be clipped, you categorize this line into different categories. First category is, for example, the line is like this. This category of line has the attribute that both of its points A and B are inside. Both points inside the window, inside the clipping window. The second category is that both the points are outside the window, C and D. So category number 2 is C and D are outside the window. And the third category, which is most crucial, is like this: E and F. In the third category, one extreme point is inside the window and the other extreme point is outside. So we take them all one by one. First of all, the line which has both the points inside. I hope you can very well judge whether the point A and point B are inside or outside using the equation like this. If x lies within x min and y x max range, and similarly y lies between y min and y max range. So if these conditions are satisfied, point is inside, and if they are not, the point is outside the window. So on the basis of this you can judge whether both the points are inside. So this case clearly shows that whole of the line is inside the window, so it should be accepted as such. So after clipping operation, this line will be redrawn as such. So complete line A and B will be redrawn rather. The second case, point C and point D, both the points are outside. Using these equations we have checked it. So in this case you can clearly see that the whole of the line is outside the window and it has nothing to do with the window. So this line CD will be completely rejected, means it will not be redrawn after the clipping operation. The third case is most crucial one, E and F. So in this case point E is inside, you can see, and point F is outside the window. So outside the clipping window. Once you have this category of line to be clipped, you have to do some mathematical work. You find the point of clash between this line and the clipping window boundary. So you find this point. So it's very simple. Suppose you find this point. Let us say G is the point, and after clipping operation you will redraw the line starting from E and ending at G. So the point of intersection and the second point, this much portion of the line will not be redrawn, it will be clipped, and the inside point and intersection point, so these 2 points will be, line between these 2 points will be redrawn. So now how to find this point of intersection? It has 2 methods. Number 1, you generate the line of equation of this line. I think you know the equation, how to create the line of equation. You find M, you find B, and then create a line mx plus b is equal to y. So you create equation for this line. So for this horizontal line you have equation y is equal to c. This y is equal to y min. So you can put this value of y in this equation and find the x. So x, that calculated value of x, and the y min value will form a pair of point which will be point of intersection. So this is the first method. I repeat, you create the equation of line. If you do not remember how to create a line, you can go to the corresponding video. Secondly, for this line you have y is equal to y min. So that value of y min will be filled into this equation, equation of this line, and x will be calculated. So calculated value of x, whatever this comes, and y min. So this pair of coordinates gives you point of this intersection G, and you can easily draw a line between E and G and reject the line between G and F. Another method of finding this point of intersection is bisection method. In this method you find, for example, this is the line, you find middle point of this equation, this line. So what is the middle point? X coordinates of these 2 points mean, suppose E is x1 y1, let us suppose coordinates of F are x2 y2. So midpoint of x and x1 is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and similarly y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So this is the midpoint of this line. So you check whether this midpoint is inside the window or outside. For example, I take another diagram to represent this. Suppose this is the clipping line. So you find middle of the line. In this case you can see very easily that the point is outside the window. And similarly, I have another example. In this case, midpoint is inside the window. So in this case, where this midpoint is outside the window, you reject this point. Suppose this was E and this was F. You take this point as F now. So the new line is EF, shortened line. And if in the second case where the midpoint is inside the window, you reject the insider point. So you, instead of writing E here, you take this line. Now you repeat, you have the shortened half of the earlier line is there. You repeat the same procedure now. This procedure with these two extreme points. You take inside point. Now if it is inside, then you reject this point. Line is further shortened. If you take midpoint of this line, it is outside, then you reject the outsider point. So you are diverging this line. If you do it in the right way, you will diverge this line to a single point, and that single point will be the line point of intersection between this boundary and this line. So at the end you redraw the line EG and reject the original location of F. One point here you need to notice that this is shown diagrammatically. Actually, information is not stored in this diagrammatic form, it is stored in just number form, numeric form. So you cannot outrightly say that this line clashes with this boundary, or this line clashes with this boundary. So this also you will have to check. So for this, to complete the algorithm, you will work out this line for all the 4 boundaries of the clipping window and find the points of intersection. Whichever the point of intersection is, you clip the line accordingly. Hope you understand it. In the next video, we will cover the another algorithm called Cohen-Sutherland. I advise all the students to read this topic from your books thoroughly and then prepare notes. Thank you very much.